Week 1 mulligans. Who wishes they had a do-over for anything that you want? This can be as broad as you want. I got some outside-the-box ideas, and there is a fine line between outside the box, what's in the box, and just plain kooky. What do you have?
Give me Isaiah Likely, because my goodness, if he could take just his toe and move it just an inch further back, then we could have had a very different ending to that first game of the season. I mean, obviously, the Ravens are still a really, really good team, right? Lamar Jackson reigning MVP. We'll see whatever was going on. Practice, he didn't have it on Monday. We'll see if he's there today. But look, I mean, if Isaiah Likely just gets his foot in, then oh my gosh, we might have had a really different ending to that game.
I'm going to go with Kyler Murray because the Cardinals were down 6 in Buffalo, and Marvin Harrison Jr., who had one catch in his NFL debut, was wide open down the right side of the field. And Kyler Murray, who, probably has a hard time seeing over the line, didn't see that Marvin Harrison Jr. was wide open. They could have won that game. After they blew the lead, fell behind by 11, they could have come back and won that game. So I'm sure Kyler Murray would love to have the opportunity. Here it is again, with a minute and change to go. Tick, tick, tick. Marvin Harrison Jr. broke wide open down the field, and instead Kyler Murray threw the ball underneath. Watch Marvin Harrison Jr. Oh my gosh, there is no one. That's like that in Super Bowl III, the trick play that the Colts ran where I think it was Jimmy Orr that was wide open. They ran the same play during the regular season. Orr was the guy, and for whatever reason, they didn't throw it to him, and it caused some people to think that somebody was maybe on the take for that game because that was one of those moments where it's like, wait, this is their play. This is the first read. Why didn't they throw the ball? Okay, what do you have next? That was very obscure. I've been sitting on that fact for about 5 years, waiting for the right time to use it, and I'm still not sure it was the right time. All right, what do you got next?
Well, that's okay. My next mulligan guy is Will Levis. Oh, no. Will Levis, what were you doing? Second half
Carson
of that
Wentz.
game. Why are you trying to backflip that thing? You said Carson Wentz. Let's go to earlier in the show. Brandon Whedon did the same thing against the Eagles in one of his first games. Why are you trying to flip that thing backhand? Don't do that, man. You got to learn from that. I'm sure he will try to, but I mean, if he doesn't do that, then maybe the Titans keep control of that game and they go on to win. Titans defense really didn't let up anything against the Chicago Bears. It was the defense and the special teams of the Chicago Bears. That was partially because of Will Levis. I'm sure he wants them all.
Next one for me, and this is one of the benefits when the NFL gets into the regular season and there are controversies, there's always a bright, shiny object that will quickly pull the plug on the controversy. And the best time to have a controversy is on a Friday night game because there's not that usual flow of shows the next day that you would have on a weekday after a Monday game or a Thursday game or a Sunday game. And then into Sunday, you've got the explosion of games. The Friday night game, the field was inexcusable. Whoever was responsible for that field should be fired. And I hate to say that. I don't say it lightly. They should be fired. I don't know who was ultimately responsible for it, but it's unacceptable. It's a safety hazard. It impaired the enjoyment of the game. It undermined the integrity of the game. Whoever was responsible for that field would like a mulligan so they could go back. They need a mulligan so they can go back and make it a field that actually plays like an NFL field should play. Let's take a break. One more round. Week 1 mulligans when PFT Live continues right after this. Week 1 mulligans, we got one more round to go. Myles, who do you have, or what do you have, or which team do you have?
Just give me the Browns defense. They need a mulligan because here's the thing. The offense certainly wasn't helping that unit. It couldn't sustain drives. Quarterback wasn't playing well at all. And this is a very talented defense. We already know that. They got reigning defensive player of the year, Myles Garrett. I think that they will be better. They just kind of ran into a buzzsaw on the Cowboys. Mike McCarthy had a really good game plan. It didn't work out, but I think that they'll be fine going forward. Just give them a mulligan.
Last one for me. Anyone that had Christian McCaffrey ready to go in a fantasy game on Monday night when all they needed was a Christian McCaffrey performance and they would have won their week 1 game because they got screwed. Boy. And I asked the league about this whole thing where Jordan Mason came out and said he found out on Friday that he was starting and the 49ers labeled McCaffrey as questionable on Saturday. The league said declined comment. Well, they could have said everything they did was fine. So I wonder what's really going on behind the scenes. And I think there should be a requirement to downgrade a guy to doubtful at some point. You shouldn't just be able to say questionable on Saturday and then just drop him as inactive on Monday, an hour and a half before kickoff. At some point, you got to send up a flag so folks can make their adjustments accordingly. That's it for today. Have a great Wednesday. See you tomorrow. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.